Down at the cross where my Savior died. Down at the cross he was crucified. There to my heart was the blood applied, singing glory to his name. Glory to his name, precious name. Glory to his name, precious name. There to my heart was the blood applied. Glory to his name. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Today is the third installment of Church Hurt. I know I'm looking dark and I'm at a different store tonight, y'all. I was actually supposed to be off, but I was asked at the last minute to come down here and work. So I am waiting on our guest to get here to come on over. Uh he will be here very shortly. As soon as he clicks that link, he shall leave her. I shall have him up. So how y'all doing today? What y'all up to? What y'all been doing? Let me see if I can see more. Okay, so that's how I post a comment. Oh, and that's where my comments come. Cool, 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 cool. Y'all, I'm still learning this little stream. Y'all think a little something, something. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. So as soon as cousin hit the link, we'll start. Y'all, I'm so tired today. Gas Station Chronicles. Y'all know I'll be doing my Gas Station Chronicles. So I guess this Gas Station Chronicles Church Hurt edition. Honey. If I would have known I had to come down here, I would have brought my iPad with me. That way I could have used my iPad and my phone. All right, so our guest said he's getting set up now. He's getting set up now. He's getting ready to come in now. So anybody got any questions for me today? Anybody want to know anything? Why I'm at another store? Y'all know my people. My people, y'all know me. I be all over the place. Y'all know I be all over the place. Doing a whole bunch. I know I'm looking pretty dark in this picture. Because I don't know what I'm doing right here. Like I said, this ain't my usual place of employment. Maybe I'll move it up closer. That'll work. Yeah, maybe that'll work. That might work a little bit better. That works a little better. So I know it's a whole lot of mess going on out in the YouTube streets. I know it's lots and lots going on. But it's okay. I'm gonna push on through anyway. I'm going through and do this. Hey, how you doing? Who do we have in the chat room tonight? Who do we have in the room tonight? Ooh, my hands looking rusty. Looking rusty. This hat is so funny. I don't know which way I want to. I think that's the way I have it. So y'all went to the gym yesterday. Didn't want to go, but I went anyway. I went anyway. I did it because I had to do it. So again, like I said, I'm just waiting on Minister Hugh Hill to hit the link. Right now it's just me. So what else? So I was at my other job in McCormick, and they asked me to come down to Edgefield tonight. Did I want to drive down to Edgefield? No, but I'm here, y'all. Y'all know what I do. I'll make it on down. I'll make my way on, push my way on through. And I knew I had to do this. I had scheduled with to do this vlog tonight. So sorry, I dropped the phone. Oops. Sorry. Oh, there's our guest.
She had dropped the phone.
Hey cousin, how you doing?
I'm doing good, cousin. How you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I ain't
Good,
gonna
good,
hold
good.
you long. You know I don't be trying to tarry long and hold people long. Hold
All
them
right.
hostage. All right.
Got it.
Tonight's gonna be a little dry because tonight I'm gonna tell you what's happening.
Okay.
It's mess going on. You know where there's mess?
Right.
Folks is where mess is.
Right.
You know, folks
See.
is where mess is at. All right, so
Yeah.
listen, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know your affiliation or whatever, whatever?
Yeah. I'm Pastor Hugh Hill, and I pastor a church in Centerville, South Carolina. We've been in. We found it. We actually founded the church ourselves 3 years ago. My wife and I at Stella Hill. We founded the church 3 years ago. Our affiliation is apostolic and prophetic. So, um, and I'm hanging out with my little cousin here. So uh, that's where we at. Like I said, we're in Simpsonville, and we are excited to be here, cuz.
I'm so happy. Y'all, this is my cousin, Natasha. Hi, honey. How are you, Niecy? Hey, Vibrant. How are you, sweetheart? I'm so glad y'all here. So this is our third installment of Church Hurt. How do we heal? All right, so cousin, you know you and I, we kind of hit on this. It was a hit and miss. I just kind of told you a little bit about what I was planning on doing.
Right.
So how do you describe Church Hurt?
Um, well, it's all areas. You could be hurt by the pastor for maybe some things that they may be doing unseemly to hurt the congregation. You can get hurt from other members, through gossip, through, just a lot of, disrespect and judging. I think the biggest thing is judging, and judging people because maybe they're not where you think they should be, or they're not acting the way you think they should act. So a lot of that happens in the church, and that becomes a lot of church hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So you hit on people judging others.
Right.
What do you think we should do, uh, or pastors should do in reference to judging? And how do they take their biases out of uh their conversations and things of that nature with their congregation
Uh,
members?
um, well, you have to start with love. You gotta love the people. And you have to not only just love them, but you got to care for them. have compassion so that you don't judge, whatever, I mean, because church is one of those things that you see a lot, but, as a pastor, you can't allow yourself to get entangled, with cliques, or you can't allow yourself to get, emotionally attached, because you get emotionally attached, you can hurt somebody, by, spreading information and things like that. The people have to trust you. There has to be a level of honesty, and that's through love. That's the main thing. It's just loving the people, and being open-minded to whatever you hear or whatever you see. You know what I mean?
All right, so one of the things that people have been talking about is they've been talking about, last time we had a conversation where a young lady came on and said a pastor prayed on her mother and started, basically having an affair with the mom.
Yeah.
And the man was married. And that not only tore up the church, that tore up a family.
Right.
How do you and First Lady handle, if you have a situation where you have a young, because you look, cousin, you cute.
Right.
You cute.
Well, I appreciate it.
First Lady's a pretty lady. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Y'all listen. We used to tease my cousin when he was younger. But my cousin then grew into a nice looking gentleman. Okay? I got all
I
nice
appreciate
looking
that.
family. My whole family is cute. Okay? How about that? No.
Right. There you go. There you go.
But seriously, how do you and the First Lady handle stuff like that? Like, say, for instance, if you had a young lady that came to you and she wanted you to counsel her, and how would you handle that? And then say you counseled her and she must mistook your
Mistaken.
counselor for like you
Yeah.
were flirting or whatever.
Right. I got you. Well, first of all, what we do, my wife and I, and I learned this also from my wife, is that whenever there's a young lady involved, or whenever there's counseling involved, my wife is always around. So we try to make sure that we're not left alone with a young lady if we're counseling that young lady, even if we're on a let's say if we are on a call, my wife is there. You know what I'm saying?
What's that? Y'all
I
been
said
married a long
I was
time. Y'all been
yeah.
married like 175 years.
We actually this year we'll be married 26 years, right? So we've been married long enough to know each other's weaknesses and strength, so again, like I said, we try to make sure that we're present when it comes to ministering and counseling anyone, whether it's a lady or a man, or even if we're on a call talking with someone. We try to make sure that we're present. If she's on a call, I'm present. If I'm on a call, she's present. Like right now, she's actually, you may not be able to see her, but trust me, she's present, like really right now. She's literally beside me. Did you hear
I'm
me?
sorry, cousin. I'm
I
doing
said,
15 things at once. Hold on a second. I
that's
got to get
cool.
my sound right.
Yeah.
Talk now, cousin.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
This is so much better.
Okay. All right.
I had to get my volume right.
Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right. Well, did you hear what I said? You
Okay,
got your
go ahead.
volume straight.
Start it again.
Okay. So what I was saying was, we make sure that we are counseling. When we're counseling, we make sure that she's available, my wife, or we make sure that if I'm on the phone, talking with someone, counseling with someone, she's literally beside me, or vice versa. There's sometimes that she have people calling and they need her input, or counseling. I'm right there. So we try to make sure that we don't put ourselves in a position of being left alone with people, you know. And I was saying, even like right now, you know, she's literally beside me right now, you know. You know, she you know, so we make sure you know, she's busy, she's doing, you know, she's doing her own thing right now, you know, but you know, the thing is, whatever we're doing, especially when it comes to ministry, we try to make sure that, you know, it's a joint effort, you know, we rank that with each other.
Got you, got you. Hey,
Yeah.
Montaria, how are you, sweetheart? So I am glad of that. Because you know, I had a situation. I don't know if I told you about this situation in DC. I had a first
Mm.
lady that cussed me out.
Wow. Wow. Why she cuss?
That lady was yelling and screaming at me. That lady was so mad at me. She was like,
Yeah.
I mean, she was just screaming. I was like, is this
Yeah.
lady really screaming or hollering at me? She really think I like her husband? I don't like him.
Oh, okay,
She said I
okay,
like her
okay.
husband. Listening to that
Yeah.
gossip.
Yep. Listen to gossip.
Listening to gossip.
Yeah.
All right, so next question is, all right, so we talked about uh church hurt in that way.
Yeah.
Um, what do you do? All right, I got a question for you. What if you
Good.
found out one of your uh I don't know if y'all got deacons or stewards or whatever.
They would be considered, you know, deacons. They would be considered deacons. We would have deacons.
Okay, so what would you do if one of your deacons or somebody in your leadership, you
Mhm.
found out that they were in some type of impropriety, maybe adultery, maybe theft, maybe inappropriateness with children, whatever. How
Right.
would you handle something of that nature?
That's a good question. First, you know, we would have a private meeting, you know, with them, and present, you know, the evidence of what we know to them, and then allow them to hear, you know, allow them to say, you know, their side of the story. But at the same time, also, we got to make sure, especially if you're dealing with children, you know, we got to set this person down. We got to make sure that we are protecting the children, you know, because that's a serious you know, allegation right there, you know, if you're dealing with children. And so we will have to really, you know, set this person down. And it depends on the extent. Obviously, when you're dealing with children, you may have to get the law involved and things like that. So we just want to make sure we protect the children. Now, if it was a theft, if they was taken from the church financially, you know, we would definitely have to have a conversation as far as, you know, finances go, you know, and maybe they taking a couple dollars, so it may not be as serious as getting the law involved. But however, we would definitely not allow that person to be counting money or handling money, anything like that. But if it's not an offense where, you know, you would set somebody out of the church, but you know, set them down, you know, and allow them time to, you know, get themselves together.
Now, how would you protect? Now, if it was a child involved, what would you do in reference to the child or the person? Like, say, if it was somebody they wronged somebody else,
They wronged them.
what would, like, suppose it was not a victim? Okay, like, I can't say theft is not a victimless crime. It is a
Mhm.
victim. It does have a victim. But if it wasn't a victimless crime, you know what I'm saying, where there was a victim, like,
Oh, with the,
and I'm saying a crime or grievance or whatever.
a grievance, yeah. Um, so first of all, there go the hurt. So now we gotta make sure that we talk to the person that is that's been hurt, um, and then you know, get their input, get their feelings, you know, how they may feel. Also, are they still able, you know, to do church with this person? You know, sometimes you can hurt somebody and they're not able to, you know, continue to do church with you. So that's the main thing, is that, you know, checking to make sure that, you know, the victim in that case is okay, you know, and making sure that the victim is you know, pretty much justice is being served for the victim, but at the same time, talking to the person that did the victimizing and helping them understand their error, helping them understand the things that they've done to hurt that person. You know what I'm saying? still with me?
Yeah, I'm here with you, cousin. I am right here
Yeah.
with you. I know you probably
Okay.
like, she doing 15 things at once. That's what I do.
That's okay. That's okay.
You know how I'm wrong, cousin. You know
Like you over
how
a, what are you doing? You over a pot?
I am working
Oh, you're
at a
working. Okay.
gas station.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's
Okay.
what I do. That's what I do.
Hey, you
It's,
gotta do what you gotta do.
and actually, cousin, I wasn't supposed to be working tonight. I actually
Yeah.
was in McCormick working. I done did a 28. I done did a whole shift.
Oh, wow.
I done did the whole shift. They asked me to come down here
Mm.
and work. They actually called me, and the girl was supposed to be here like 4 o'clock. They asked me to close up my store and come down here.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I actually did. I actually closed my store and came down here to this one to work.
Okay.
The
So
girl,
you're covering for someone
I am covering for somebody in a whole nother county.
in a whole nother wow.
In a whole nother county. I told her I had something to do. They
Right.
tried to get me last week like 4 times.
Really? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Wow.
Would you take the point? You know how
you
they do me. You know how they do me. They tried to get me last week for real, for real.
right.
It was terrible. I told them I
Uh
went to Atlanta. I was
oh, that's
supposed
just,
to go to Atlanta, but I didn't get to go.
oh,
But
okay.
I was going.
Right. Well, you said when you
But
got
I
on that
told them I was
you
going
had
to.
some drama going on.
Yeah. So listen. So Mel and I went out on Saturday. We had us a good time. Me and her ended up going to Augusta and hanging
Okay.
out and having a good time.
Yeah.
We had fun. All
Good.
right. So my next question about church hurt.
Mhm.
What are your feelings when it comes to mental health counseling? And because a lot of people say that preachers don't believe.
Mm. Um, you're freezing up on me, cousin. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, froze up on me.
You got me?
You had one? Yeah, I got you back. Go ahead.
Okay. What happened is somebody text me. When they text,
Oh,
you
okay.
might see me
I seen you
freeze.
muted. Okay.
So we'll say you and I only reason I mute because somebody said we had feedback. So, I try to mute so that we don't have feedback. All right, so we'll
Okay.
say you in reference to people who say that need it in the church.
They need say it again now. They need what now?
Like say if somebody needs mental health counseling, do
Okay.
you say pray away if they say they're having mental issues and things of that nature?
Oh no. You need some if you having mental issues, you need to have some counseling. Then I recommend you need to get counseling. You need to talk to someone who can help you in that area. Because you got the spirit, you got the body, you got the soul. So your mind. So a lot of time, we can pray with you, but I believe in counselors. I believe in therapists. You need to have someone that can help you. Can vent. Because a pastor or a spiritual leader, we can take you so far, but there's a lot of issues that people deal with, and they need to make sure that they have also a mental health expert to help them out also. So I believe in counseling. I believe in more than just pray it away. Because he left me here hanging here. Again, like I said, I do believe in counseling. I do believe in more than just praying it away.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm here.
Okay. Someone has a feedback.
Keep talking till I come back.
All right, someone has a feedback.
All right. So
Okay.
real quick. All right. So my next question is: we talked about mental health counseling.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about cheating and all that stuff in the church house. Thank you, baby. All right. We talked about people doing improprieties and all that stuff. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What about what about okay, so you got a lot of people who are with the LGBTQ and
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature.
Right.
So what say you in reference to that? Do you because you hear a lot of people say, oh, you can pray to gain weight, or you hear a lot of preachers preaching, he's switching in the kitchen.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, well, to say, I've, although we have a young ministry, we have actually experienced, and work with people who, had, that was part of that community. Um, so it goes back to also back to love, go back to loving people and treating people. My mom, your auntie used to always say, treat people the way you want to be treated, so it don't matter, people's sexuality. But however, my job is to teach and preach the truth, right? So if I'm preaching and teaching the truth, then it's up to that individual to receive whatever the word of the Lord is. But we're not going to, again, we're not going to judge them. We had a gentleman that come in our church on Sunday, that was part of the community. So and we made sure that we treated that young man with love and treated him with respect. So
Do you see a
that's
question on the
do you think some medication people on have an issue with their mental health? Do you think some medications people on have an issue with their mental health? The medications, yeah, the medications. Natasha can play a role, um, and so we met people that based on the things that they're taking, it could play a big factor in it. I'm fortunate because my wife is in the medical field, and and I get to hear these informational things. So I'm in a good position when it comes to medical, because I can ask
You're
her.
in a better position than most.
Yeah, I'm in a better position than
You're in
most.
a
I
better
can I
position than
can ask
most,
her.
Sonny.
Yeah, I can
Cause
talk.
you can talk to your sister, you can talk to
Yeah,
your niece, you can talk to your niece's husband,
yeah. And I can,
your
yeah, and I
wife.
can, again, I can talk to my wife. So I'm in a better position, and I do call them. I do talk to them. I talk to my wife, she explained to me, certain things when it comes to medication and how people act on those different medications. When I talk to my sister, substance abuses and things like that, my niece, when it comes to mental health issues. So when I talk to them, I get good feedback from them, and a lot of things, maybe in my past I wouldn't understand, or I may make a judgment that's not healthy. But now, because I have people in my life that they see it on a daily basis, so I can talk to them and they can enlighten me. You know what I'm saying? So
But you
that helped
gotta
me.
have, but you know what, cousin, you have to have an ear to hear.
I agree. Yeah, yeah, I agree. You do have to have an ear to hear, and that's the main thing. You have to have an ear to hear. And I have parents that call me, working with a young man right now, who kind of up and down in his mental health. So I mean, again, although we are a young ministry, I'm dealing with all of this right now. Um, and sometimes it's the medication, sometimes it's drug abuse. They medicating themselves. So that can be a factor.
I have always told people that people know that there are certain chemicals off in their system.
Right.
And if we decide not to give them the medication that they need, they will medicate themselves.
They're gonna medicate themselves. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Whether it's
Um,
for depression, for anxiety, uh, uh, whatever.
whatever.
They'll
Yeah.
medicate themselves.
Yeah. They are
Now,
definitely going to.
Letitia, you talked about you were scared about taking your medication because it said could cause suicidal thoughts.
Her medication.
Yeah, that's what she was saying.
Okay.
Let me tell you, honey, I ain't worried about my medication. If it say could cause suicidal thoughts, I just have to monitor and be aware and think, wait a minute, is
Right.
this the medication I'm taking?
Yeah. Or
That
is it
medication said that I could have suicidal thoughts. So
right?
now I need to go and talk to my doctor about what's going on with this medication that now all of a sudden
Yeah.
I'm planning on, wanting to off myself.
Right. Doing damage to yourself. Well, and that's a good question too, because what we find now, the suicide is up. Especially amongst young people, especially amongst people with mental health issues that are taking medication. So if you start feeling out of the ordinary, you need to call your physician. I agree with you. You start feeling like, every time I take this medicine, I'm depressed. I hear people in my head telling me to kill myself. Yeah, you need to call your physician. And get yourself checked out, because maybe they need to take you off that medication, put you on another medication. But you need to monitor what you take.
Okay.
Or my wife was saying, or add to it.
Okay. So listen, she says after counseling people, who's there to help the pastors? It's so many that took their life.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Um, well, that's a good question because you know, because I think we talked about this one time. You have like the bishops, you have like the apostles, but you should have, for me, I have an apostle, basically like a bishop, and I can call him, talk to him, share with him, my grievances and things that I'm dealing with, things that I'm going through, and so he is that person that is my sounding board, and he keep me sane, also, there are times where, I would talk with my wife, so I have people that's around me, but I think every pastor need to have an overseer. They need to have somebody that they can call, that they can talk to. They need to have a system that can help them, when you get all this heavy stuff coming on you. Because when you're dealing with other people's problems and other people's issues, they become yours. So it can be heavy, but you got to have that person, or you got to have that particular group of people that you can call on, that can get you through whatever you're going through. Because it's
That's
going to
what
happen.
I think that's what I like the most about our family,
Hmm.
because we really do have a pretty close knit family.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like if we don't see each other for 3 years, when we see each other, it's like we seen each
It's
other the day before.
right. There you
It's
go.
like
Yeah.
we ain't missed a beat.
Right.
And you guys, when y'all hear me talk about, I got family I really can rely on and I can call and talk to, and I can sound up, could be a sounding board. Like I told him Saturday, one of our cousins and I, we went down to Augusta.
Right.
Hugh and I, we have conversations. Hugh's wife and I have, when we see each other, we have
Right.
conversations.
Right.
His sisters, we
Yeah.
have conversations, So, it's like you guys, it's always good to have a circle of people
Yeah.
that you can rely on.
I agree. Yeah.
You gotta have a circle of people you rely on.
Yeah. And like you said, even with Lawrence and Vincent and all of our other male cousins, whenever I see them, we pick right back up where we left off at. And guess what? I don't have to be Pastor Hugh. They know me as Hugh. I can just be myself. And that matters. And I think a lot of pastors get messed up because they hold on to the title so long that they don't know how to just be themselves. Self-care is important. So, you got to learn how to be yourself. At some point, you got to put the title down, learn how to laugh, learn how to have fun, learn how to enjoy life. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that's where a lot of them get messed up, because they want to be pastor all the time.
Y'all listen, there are a lot of ministers in our family. A
Yeah,
lot of ministers. We got a lot of ministers.
a lot
I'm
of them.
talking about aunties, first cousins, second
Yeah,
cousins. So with
distant cousin.
us, distant cousins, it's a lot. It's a lot of ministers in our family. But
Right,
one thing I can say is when we come together, the ministers don't be like, the people don't be like, dang, we got to put our beard down because the
right,
ministers, oh, we got to hide cigarettes because the pastor see it.
Right.
They not like that. They don't judge us and we don't judge them. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? It's just family and cousins.
Right.
Um, how do you cope when first off, do you get church hurt? And how do you cope with church hurt?
Um, I get disappointed. I don't. I guess that can be a form of church hurt. It's like when you, for me, it's like when you want the best for people, and you do everything that you can for them, as far as praying, talking to them, counseling with them, and then they tend to go back the other way. You know what I'm saying? They tend to retreat. You know what I'm saying? Back the other way, and that becomes disappointing. But even in my disappointment, I have to keep moving because I can't just get caught up on just one individual or just on one family, what they are not doing, or sometimes what they are doing. I mean, I got a young man right now. They'll call on Saturday, and they medicated themselves, and well, Pastor, I'm gonna be to church on Sunday, and then Sunday come, they don't show up, or you get a text, I can't make it, or I overslept, so those things can be disappointing, but I tough it up, I move on. Then it goes back to just talking, having people that I can talk to, having overseers, talk to my wife about it, friends, family, just to keep me going, because it can be disappointing when you want the best for people, and they get so far and then they just retreat, they go back the other way, you know what I'm saying?
Well, one thing I've been saying here lately, you can't want more for a person than they want for themselves.
Right.
Hey, Bruce, how you doing, sweetheart? Natisha, I am so proud of you. I'm
That is
proud of
really
you,
cool.
sweetheart. I
Yeah.
am proud of you that you haven't had an anxiety and you've been dealing with the PTSD.
Okay, that's good.
I'm so glad that
Congratulations.
you're
Yeah.
managing. What I always say, do your breathing techniques.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
long as you keep breathing and taking one step at a time, sweetheart,
She'll be all right.
you're going to be
Yeah.
fine. Just
Yeah.
keep breathing.
Yeah. I got
So,
a daughter that deals with that, and that's the main thing. She has a therapy, and again, like you said, just keep breathing one day at a time, Yeah. But you were saying you was going to say something?
how your baby, wait a minute, how your baby's doing first off? I
Oh,
mean,
they
your
doing.
grown people.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I got some grown people. They doing good, but they doing good. We do have babies. We have a 8-year-old grandson, and we have a Kason is what, 10 months now. Not, so we have a 10-month-old grandson, and then we have a 9-year-old nephew that we're raising. So yeah, everybody's doing good. Right now, one of them deals with a little stomach bug and crept in on some of the babies, but nothing life threatening, so they're okay. Everybody's going good. Yeah.
Good. Okay, so we got a
Mhm.
good question here. Why the seasoned saints so judgmental, like they've been saved all their lives, and aren't we all sinners saved by grace?
Yep, I agree. That's a good question, and I wish I had the answer to that question. And I think people hide behind judgment, um, because they hide that it's a good form of not looking at me, not looking at my faults, or not looking at the things that I need to be doing. So I'm so busy judging somebody else, I'm so busy looking at somebody else. But the word does tell us, hey, before you take the speck out of somebody else eye, you need to take that beam out of your eye. So I don't know why seasoned saints do that. I mean, my thing is, I think they're too busy looking at other people that they don't see their own faults, and they have major faults, but they can't see it because they're too busy judging other people, and that's unfortunate, you know, when that happens, because again, we are all saved, sinner saved by grace, no matter what, and we should never forget the things that we came out of and the things that God brought us out of. Because if we take the time out to look at our own life, then we would not be the ones left with the stone. You know what I'm saying? We'd be just like what Jesus said, okay, who among you haven't sinned, cast the first stone. So a lot of them, I think, forget
I don't
about
know
where
what
they
you
came
talking about.
from.
I'm over here throwing boulders.
Yeah, they throwing boulders. Yeah, they forget that they forget where they came from. Yeah, yeah, and I think that's the problem. They forget their past. They forget where God brought them from.
So, Pastor Hugh,
Hmm.
how do
Excuse
you
me.
work with people? Um, oh man, I am so happy. I am so glad you getting out the house. See, then you just gotta walk one foot in front of the other and do your breathing exercises.
Yeah.
She said the prices of eggs are disrespectful.
Oh yeah, they are. Eggs is
Now,
ridiculous.
my
Yes, you're right.
my last question to you is, how
Yeah,
could this help other ministers in their pastoral capacity, um, and things of that nature?
yeah.
How can these things help other pastors in their pastoral capacity?
I think. Okay, so okay, let me help me understand the question. You're saying this your overall what you're discussing the overall subjects. I think again, I go back to what you said earlier. I think if that pastor or those pastors or leaders have an ear to hear, it will help them to understand and see that we are in a different generation. That's just like that last question. We were saying why the old saints, judge people, because they don't understand that we are in another time. There was a time where people got mad, pastors got upset if women wore pants. They had to they had to dress a certain way, they had to look a certain way. uh
Uncle
right,
Bubble used to wear
you know
that
what I'm
hat
saying.
and them
Right.
long skirts and a turtleneck in the summertime.
Right. There you go. So, and we remember that, and that was one of our uncles was past, was a minister, a preacher, and that was the way he thought, But now, I think that when they hear that, it's okay to accept people for who they are. Don't just judge people, and we're talking about the LGBTQ community. Don't just judge people. Take time out to really love people, take time out to really care about people that have mental health issues. Don't just push them over in a corner and say, oh, that person got a problem. But try to see what you can do to help them with that problem. And I think that if young pastors and older pastors hear conversations like this, if they take it to heart, they can apply it. When you talk to me about this, and listening to it, I took things to heart, and it helped me to make better judgment. It helped me to be more open, and not be put in a little box, because we got to start thinking outside of the box. Things have changed. It's not church have changed, people have changed, and people will always evolve. So I think this is great. I think that if you're willing to learn and apply what you learn, if you listen attentively and listen to the people, listen to the questions that are being asked, and then you can go to the Lord so that you have the right answer to give to the people. And I think this is great. To really help. It's a good learning tool for people and pastors that's willing to learn.
What do you think about women in ministry, women ministers, women being pastors, women uh, leading churches?
Oh, I think that's. I mean, I've set up on the women pastor, so I think that I don't have a problem with women in ministry. I don't have women problem with women being pastors and women being leaders. Um, Even right now, women pretty much lead the church because we can't get men to come to church. You know what I'm saying? So if we didn't have the women, we probably wouldn't have church. You know what I'm saying? And then when men do come to church, they allow, the women to lead, I mean, by taking the back seat, when we should lead together, so I believe in women pastors. I believe in women leaders. And from what I see, even with our church, if the women walked out, man, we'd be in trouble, so, and my assistant pastor is a woman, so yeah. So yeah, I believe in women pastors.
All right. Do you think pastors understand their members? She asked because she was in a church for 16 years and he was an apostle and he shut the church down. So basically the sheep are scattered. What say you, sir?
Mm. First of all, I hate that. And we've been in similar situation like that. I think that when a pastor do something like that, or an apostle do something like that, no, they don't understand their members. I don't think they understand the extent of the hurt. I don't think they understand the extent of the pain that they're going to cause. Whether they just decide one day to close the church down, or whether or not they get caught in some kind of scandal or whatever that caused the church to be shut down. So yeah, that's very painful. And a lot of times it goes back to not understanding the people, not understanding, the love that the members may have for the ministry, for one another. And I've been in scattered churches. I've been in where, relationship gets severed because now we don't have nowhere to go. We don't have no meeting place. We don't have no place to assemble ourselves together. So people scatter, but they scatter in pain. Again, that goes back to cousin, and also this young lady that's asking this question. It goes back to church hurt, because that can hurt you, and it's like, now I'm taking this hurt over here to somewhere else, or maybe I'm not going to somewhere else because I don't. This last pastor messed up, and I'm just not going to trust nobody.
Okay, you see what she say? She say she prayed, she read
Pray.
her Bible, and she watched Zion Chapel.
So she watched, yeah.
She
So
watches
she
on Zion Chapel on Sundays.
right. So she don't even go to church other than online. Yeah. And
But
that
I'm glad I'm here to provide it, because
and that's the thing. Yeah. I mean, it's not like she didn't give up. It's, some people probably gave up and not doing what she's doing. She's still praying, she's still reading the Bible, she's still coming online to a church. Whether it's coming physically or whether it's coming online, she's still making herself available to learn and to grow in the things of God. But pastors don't understand, you know, when you hurt people, when you just close the church down, she said she was there 16 years. That's a lot of time to put in. And people gave their money, people gave their time, people gave their energy. And for you just to walk away like that, it's very painful. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we've been there. We've been through probably about 2 church splits. The last one we was, the whole church dissolved, so I understand where she's at, but it make you want to not go to church. You know what I'm saying? So I've been there. It makes you not want to trust nobody. But over time, if you still want to learn the things of God and grow in the things of God, the Lord will give you the wisdom and the understanding of finding a way, just like what she do, by watching your church online and reading and praying, so she's still finding a way. But it's unfortunate that that pastor don't know. He didn't know the extent of the damage. And I think when pastors do stuff like that, they don't know the extent of the damage that they're going to cause.
now last week I had a pastor that I talked to, Pastor Nate and I, we talked. And one of the things
Mhm.
he told the young lady was, because we were talking about what we were basically saying was that, you got people that come in, they go to church, they do whatever,
Mhm.
whatever, and they get hurt, but then
Yeah.
they want to go to another church, but they can't really go to a church. And or like they go to a church and they just feel something is off. One of the
Oh,
things
okay.
I told them was that they need to church shop. People need to
Yeah.
church shop. Do you believe
Yeah.
in that?
Yeah. I believe in that because when my wife and I, when we went through a similar situation where the church dissolved, we did the same thing. I mean, we church shop. I mean, we went to different churches in this area. We went to different churches. We went. I think we landed back home. We went back down to Promised Land, at the crusade. But yeah, we church shop, and I think it's important. I think you need to church shop. You need to figure out, is this the right place for me, or this the right fit? We went to some nice churches. We went, but you know, even though they was nice, the people was nice. The pastor, very good teacher. Seemed like a man of God. But it just, we knew that that wasn't the place, and so yeah, so we did church shopping, and I recommend church shopping. Find your place, right? I watch ministry, and people was there since the ministry started. Left, and my family was the last one still standing with him and another member. Okay. Hmm. Okay.
That's a sad situation.
That is a sad situation. Yeah.
That is
Um,
a sad situation.
yeah, that is a sad situation. And you know, the unfortunate thing is, they toughed it out. Her family, they toughed it out in that one member. They toughed it out. And to not continue to fight and continue to push forward, um the past I'm talking about, is disappointing, because you got to know your people. You got to know, and you got to keep encouraging people. I mean, we have people, one Sunday we may have a church full, the next Sunday we may have a handful. But my thing is, you have to keep encouraging people. You have to keep on loving people, and don't give up. Don't give up. And a lot of times pastors have an idea of what they want, and then they're not getting it, then they give up. But you're giving up, you got all these people that has been following you. So when you give up, that means you got all these people that's going to be scattered and not having a place to go. So you got to have a love for the people. Once you jump into this, you got to be willing to stand in this thing, and willing to go the distance, however long that takes. You know what I'm saying? It's a commitment for life.
You know what? We done had some long standing pastors. I mean, I look at Paul
Yeah.
and Rufus,
Rufus.
how long they've been at that church,
Yeah.
how long Paul has been pastoring.
Yeah. And I remember when Paul was the Sunday school teacher. I remember when Paul was the bus driver, going around picking up, we rode with him, going around picking up the members. I remember when he was the deacon, and then the Lord elevated him, eventually he became the pastor. But another thing too is he was committed to it. He stayed with it. He set up under Apostle Nita. I mean, Pastor Nita, and then Sister Kitty. Pastor Kitty Woodloff. He set up under them. And they were women, right? We talked about women. They were women, and they were older women. But he learned a lot from them, and now he's been pastoring for, yeah, like you said, years. You know what I'm saying? So.
And the thing about him, cousin, that I see, and I see some other pastors, a lot of pastors don't do this.
Mm.
He's willing to also take criticism and encouragement and learn new ideas from new people. Because I know when
Oh
I
yeah.
came down and he and I started going to their Bible study,
Hmm.
and I gave him this book about how to find it quick in the Bible because he saw my book. He was like, "Where'd you find that at, cousin?" I was like, "I got it."
Right.
I gave him another one. It worked
Mm.
out for him. What do you say about that?
Yeah, you need to use that. I think that any tool that you can use that can help you in ministry, if you're a pastor, I think you need to use that tool. It don't matter where it comes from. You need to be open. Open. I think every pastor should be open-minded, so that they can learn. When people come with ideas, when people come that can share things with you that enhance your ministry, I think you should be open to at least try it. You know what I'm saying? When we had our assistant pastor, when she first came, there were some things that, she shared with us, that was helpful. We put it into practice. And some of those things, we're still doing it right now. You know what I'm saying? And it made the ministry better. Um, so if it's going to make you and the ministry better, make the people better, make the experience of other members coming, or other visitors coming to the church, if it's going to make it better, then yeah, I agree. You know, by all means, be open to use it. You know what I'm saying? Just like this, just like, having these talks, what you're doing, and pastors hearing this and seeing this, use it. If it worked, use it. If it don't work, hey, I tried it. You know what I'm
Sis, Nisi, no, do not swing your hands on the past if you ever run into him.
saying? so if
Tell
you
him you
if
love him
so
in
if you ever run
Jesus'
into me on the
name and
street,
God bless him and keep moving.
yeah, say, yeah, let's hope they holy hands. Just don't just
Oh, Jesus.
oh boy. Yeah, we don't want that now. Oh boy. So that's funny, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I'm gonna keep
Cousin,
yeah,
I want to say this because listen, y'all, we got like four minutes, and
okay.
because I'm gonna do an hour tonight. Y'all listen. So let me tell y'all, cousin Hugh, when I found out he had became a minister, I was like,
What?
Hugh a minister?
I know, right?
I was thinking, I'm gonna tell you who I was thinking would have been a minister first.
My
PJ.
wife said, oh yeah, PJ, yeah, yeah.
PJ.
Right, yeah, PJ, yeah. Yeah,
I used to tell PJ when I used to come down here all the time, look here, cuz, when you become a minister, let me know, because I'm going to be the one
right.
that buy you your suit. And then the other day, I seen him on Facebook with a suit on. He was showing up. I was like, PJ got a suit on? Because you
Yeah.
know he don't never wear a suit.
No, no. No, he never did well. Yeah, but he sharp now. I seen that picture with his suit on. He sharp. He sharp.
Wait a minute, who your wife say she thought would have been a minister?
Well, when you said she agreed with you. She agreed that she when you said he was a minister, she was like, yeah, I ain't. She was pointing herself. Me too. I ain't think that either. I think most of us probably thought PJ. I mean, and I can't really just off the top of my head, that probably would be the only one. Probably, he probably would follow his father's footsteps. You know what I mean? But I was like you guys. A minister, me, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Even when it came to just giving my life to the Lord, Vivian, I'm like, man, it just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I wasn't looking. You know what I mean? It wasn't like I was, oh wow, this is what I want to do with my life. It was just one of those things, and I just got convicted. We was at church, got convicted, and got saved, gave my life to the Lord, and it just kind of went from there. It's not been easy. This been a journey, but I wouldn't give nothing for it. Been a good journey, but I wouldn't have chose me myself. You know what I'm saying?
I am glad that this content is
um,
helping you. And I'm glad
okay,
that you found your voice. Because that's what we
good.
all need. We all need our voice.
Yeah, we all
And
need
we
our voice.
all need to know that even though we've been hurt by a man,
Hmm.
and it's times that we might feel even God has hurt us. And
Yeah,
he
I
doesn't
agree.
mind us questioning him.
Right.
We can question,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
just don't stay there.
Yeah. Don't stay there. Yeah. I recommend questioning God. I recommend, talking to God and, letting him know, where you at, because he already know, so, I mean, talk to him, let him know, what your problem, what your issues are. And then he put people like Vivian in your life. So, you can talk, so you can, see that, more than you have issues, maybe not the same issue, but we all have issues. We all have problems. We all go through things. Again, just like she said, she found her voice. Um, I would have never thought I would be a voice for God, and certainly pastoring the church was never in my plans for my life. You know what I'm saying? And then founding a church was never in my plans. So, but it was in God's plan. And so I talk to him a lot, when I'm going through, the things that I go through. Sometimes, I have to watch that the church don't take advantage of the time that I need to be spending with my wife. So as a young minister and as a young person in Christ, I thought I had to be at church all the time. But then I learned, no, man, you got a family. You got a wife, you got children. You need to spend some time with them. And then I had to hear that from her, and really hear it. So to try to adjust, to understanding that I do have a wife and I do have, a family outside of church. So you just finding that right fit, and that goes back to her finding her voice. Just finding that right fit, the thing that's right for you. And then guess what? When I realized that I can adjust my schedule, the Lord didn't punish me. And things just got better. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
You better sing that song, talk about you have a little talk with Jesus. Yes,
Right.
God. You better tell him all about your troubles. Cause guess what? He the one that's gonna help you. But see, this is the thing. One of the things Daddy say all of the time is, Lord, make us a blessing so we can be a blessing.
Yeah.
And it took me a minute to learn what that meant. And the thing is, the other thing he always talk about is that, um, because I always laughed at him when he used to say this: God ain't got no hands. God ain't never came down with no hands and no feet. God ain't never handed you a cup of water. He put people in your life that'll do it and put it on their
Mhm.
heart to make them do it. And I think that's a thing that we have to also realize as Christians a lot, that that we really don't realize.
Mhm.
When you telling people just pray, 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 pray. But again,
Mhm. But.
God gives the person the inkling to go in their pocket and give to you.
Mhm.
God gives the person the inkling to go and help. So that is, I think, the biggest message that we as Christians need to learn. What do you think? Besides love.
No, I think you're right. I think there's a scripture in James, a verse in James where James talks about, if somebody come to you cold and you got a coat and you don't give it to them, you know that you got an extra coat to give and you don't give it to them, that's like sin. So yeah. So even when Jesus was teaching the disciples to pray, he said, Father, your will on earth as it is, in heaven as it is on, in earth as it is in heaven. How are we gonna get to heaven? I mean, get to earth through men, through us, through the people, helping one another. So I definitely agree that we should support one another. We should help one another, and God give us wisdom. I was telling you about the young man that came in the church on Sunday. He came in with an agenda. He was telling us, I need to get a hotel room, I just need it for tonight. I can get one, for the next day. But unfortunately, when people, you've seen them around, and talking to the administrative people, my wife and those that do the books, we didn't feel comfortable with doing it. So it was like, no, we can't do that. The young man left, upset, to say the least. But if we've also have helped people that really need it, Stella, which is my wife, our life has been about helping people. We've helped people ever since we've been together. When we were not together, we've been helping people. She was helping her family members. I was helping my family members. When we got together, it was much of the same. Just helping people. We had a mentoring organization where we mentored young men and young ladies together. So we've always been about helping. And I believe in helping people that need help. You know, and the church should not turn away people that need help, but know who you're dealing with. The Bible said, try the spirit by the spirit. You know, so when you're dealing with a hustler, okay, this is a hustler. So, don't allow that person to hustle you. But when you know somebody that's sincere, they don't have, be a blessing to them. I mean, just Sunday, I think my wife gave away probably about, I don't know, 20 maybe cans of infant milk, for this young lady whose father goes to our church. So we believe in helping. That's how you going to show love if you refuse to help people? You know what I mean?
Your members called me and told me to tell you that they need you to bring everybody a dozen of eggs. I'm just playing.
Hey, cousin, we're gonna need a bigger offering.
I'm just playing.
I know.
But look, cousin, tell the people about your Bible study, because he does Bible study online also, y'all. And if you want to come to a good Bible study, a Bible-based Bible study, tell them how to find you.
Yeah, I do Bible study on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. on Facebook Live. You'll find me up on the Hugh Hill. And it's going to be the photo with me and my son together because his name is Hugh Hill also. But on Wednesday nights, I'm on live doing Bible study, and we have, normally we do like the 10 principles. We'll choose a topic, and then we'll do like 10 principles from that topic, and we'll do a bonus at the end of the teaching. But if you guys are on Facebook, look for me on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Again, my name is Hugh Hill. That's where you will find me at. But I enjoy doing that. I enjoy, teaching, and I think I enjoy teaching more than I do preaching, cousin. I enjoy teaching and just sharing, the word of God and the things that God has placed in my heart. But that's where you'll find me at on Wednesday nights, like tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Facebook Live. Hugh Hill.
All right, you guys, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it here. Y'all heard it. See, I told y'all I got other people in my family.
Oh yeah.
I told y'all I got family members. People don't be thinking I got family members. I got family members.
Oh, you got a lot of family members. Oh, we have a lot of family members.
We got a rack of family members.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of family.
You know what? I think the first time I heard you preach, because you did your mother's eulogy.
I was Paul. No, Run. Apostle Run did my mother's eulogy.
But you spoke.
But I did speak. Yeah, I did speak. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that would be the first time I considered hearing you preach.
Right. Yeah. And I did something for you a couple years back.
Mm-hmm.
At your church.
Yes.
And then I don't know, did you my brother-in-law when he passed, I did did something for both of my brother-in-laws. We've lost two brother-in-laws, so for both of my brother-in-laws. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Honey. And you did something for your sister too.
Yeah.
You married your baby sister.
Yeah, I married my baby sister. Cousin, I've married probably about over, I don't know. Yeah, Sheikah. I married.
You married Sheikah too?
Sheikah and Adam. Yeah, I married them. I just recently last year married Albert, which is Belle's oldest son, and Susan. I just did their wedding in Virginia. I did Stephanie and Anthony's wedding. Man, I've done a lot of weddings over the course of time.
Hey, cousin, I can marry people too, because I'm a notary.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. See, there you go. So if I get a call,
thank you to you. Told me to tell you, Stella, thank you for allowing you to minister to us tonight.
Oh,
thank you, Stella.
Okay, so she's right here. They said thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
There she go. I tell you, she's right beside me.
She looked like she looked like I done had a hard day at work. Stop playing.
Yeah. That's what she told me. She's like, look, it's like I've been a long day, So yeah, she had a hard day, but she says you're more than welcome. Yeah.
All right, you guys. I'm about to get out of here, cousin. Thank you so much. Thank you again.
You're more than welcome.
And so everybody here be on tomorrow night at Wednesday. So make sure y'all go to Bible study, okay?
Yep. See you at Bible study Wednesday night, 7 p.m.
That's Eastern Standard Time, y'all. We live in
Eastern
South
Standard
Carolina.
Time. Let's clarify that. Yeah, Eastern
We
Standard
live in
Time.
South Carolina. That's Eastern Standard
Yeah,
Time.
that's Eastern Standard Time. Right.
All right,
Cousin,
baby.
I
Thank you
appreciate you.
so much. And thank you, Stella. I appreciate you. And thank y'all so much for coming on. Thank you, guys, everybody in the chat.
All
Thank
right.
you for mods and everything. All right, cousin. I will holler at you later.
All right. Talk to you later. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. So everybody, that's it. That's all. We've done this live. I thank y'all for joining me tonight. Look, I'll be doing Gas Station Chronicles from McCormick tomorrow. I'm thinking about 4:00. So y'all be there or be square. Join me, my everyday people. As my mom always say, live, love, and laugh. And as my daddy always said, Lord, make us a blessing so we can be a blessing. I truly hope it was a blessing to someone in here this evening. All right, and I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.